Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sixers versus Knicks live discussion with my man Zach over here, the Knicks fan. I don't know what the hell he's wearing tonight. I mean, it's kind of random, honestly. A Colts shirt, a Colts Wentz shirt. Wow, it's like something happened today or something. That's kind of random to me. Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna be discussing. We're gonna be shooting the shit back and forth, and obviously the Sixers are up 20-16 right now, with 3:27 to go in the first quarter. Let's be honest here. The Sixers are better than the Knicks with or without Ben Simmons. So, me and Zach are going to talk back and forth. And what's up, Zach? What is with the shirt?
I figured I'd change it up. It's not Fly Like an Eagle podcast, so I'm not going to get much hate for wearing a player on my own time. So if we were doing the Eagle podcast, I wouldn't wear anything other than Eagle stuff. But since we're on my own time and we're just doing some hobby stuff, I figured, switch it up a little bit. It was either
Yeah,
this or the Ben Simmons shirt, and I figured you might enjoy this a little more.
yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I am such a big not a big non-believer, but big non-fan of Carson Wentz to the point to where if anybody wears his jersey for what any reason, I kind of like spit at the idea. Like I hate Carson Wentz with a passion, especially if you're an Eagles fan. But you're wearing a t-shirt, so you're okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're okay. And it matches, so you're even better. Um,
Look at that.
but listen, with that said, guys, there are 7 people in there right now. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and thank you for tuning in to this game tonight. Let's be honest, two good teams. The Knicks are home, so they clearly have the advantage. And I still think the Sixers are going to whoop your ass.
Yeah, I think we're going to be able to keep it close for a while.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, it's whether we can make plays down the stretch. And I think you guys are dealing with the same problem is can you guys make plays down the stretch? And this is a good team, a good Knicks team that you guys can potentially practice on making plays down the stretch. So that might be something good for you guys worth doing.
Yeah, exactly. And it was crazy because I was at the game on Friday when they lost to Brooklyn. It was 15-1 run in the game, and it was diabolical. I was at the game and it was fun up until that point. But it's like I don't know. I don't know what to make of this team yet because to me it seems like we are one piece away from contending. And at the end of the day, I want to contend. I don't want to just go to the playoffs. I want to contend. And even with Ben Simmons, I'm like, whatever. I want Damian Lillard here in Philly, to be honest with you. But I
I
don't know.
want Damian Lillard on my team as well. So
Yeah, I mean he's not going to go. Anyway, we can't get a duck and rebound. Holy shot, fire Doc. Yeah, I mean here's the thing with Doc Rivers. I said this when we hired the guy. I said that this guy is what he is. He's a guy that won in 2008 with a stacked super team, against the Lakers team that was kind of like, eh. I'm gonna be honest with you, kind of Um, and that's what he was good for. Coaching wise, he's one of the worst late game coaches in NBA history. I mean, the stats are there, everything's there. He just gives up the lead late. Obviously, like
mhm.
yeah, Zach. Eagles Nicky, he's laughing because of your shirt. Like, I can't get over that Colts Wentz shirt. Like, come on, man. You should know me. I hate Carson Wentz.
Exactly why I wore it. I wore it just for you. Like I said, I was either between Ben Simmons or Carson Wentz, and I couldn't find myself supporting a Philadelphia shirt during a Knicks Sixers game, so I had to go with the Colts shirt instead.
Now, Lamar asks, would I like Kyrie on the team? Absolutely. I mean, Kyrie would fit here best because obviously in New York they have the vaccine mandate, and in Philadelphia they don't. So he'd be able to play every single game, but in New York for us. So yeah, I would absolutely want Kyrie on this team. He has the second best handles in NBA history behind Allen Iverson. So I would absolutely want him on the team. Who's your pick to win the World Series, Stros or Braves, Zach?
I have to go with the Braves for the simple fact that we have a local kid that pitched right here in the capital region, Ian Anderson. He's playing for the Braves, so I have to go local. But being a Mets fan, I really don't want to see the Braves win, but local's going to trump my Mets team, so I'm sorry, but I have to root for the Braves.
Yeah, and I'm not rooting for the Astros, so I'm on the same side as you. Thoughts on Reed Sinnett? Well, this is the thing. All right, I guess we're still a quarterback factory because every single quarterback we have kind of stinks to be completely honest with you right now. And we got rid of Rick Lovato, um, which is
We
weird to
brought him
me.
back.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we just brought him back.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to that. See, something else was going on Twitter today that kind of had my mind in flux. So, I couldn't really deal with the whole Rick Lovato thing. I mean, that was yesterday, wasn't it? These days are going by so quick. So Rick
Yeah, these
Lovato,
days are all kind of jumbling up. But yeah, we definitely got him back. I don't know what the point was of releasing him to trade another quarterback to sign another. It's just, I think just the timing was off on it. They released Rick, then they made the trade, and they picked up the Miami Dolphins quarterback. So I think it was just kind of a mix of bullshit.
but who is he? I have no idea who Reed Sinnett is.
You don't need to know who he is because he's a practice squad player.
Yeah, it sounds like a practice squad player. By the way, the Sixers are up 22-16, spanking the Knicks in their own barn. Um, yeah, I mean the Knicks. I'm gonna be honest with you, Zach. The Knicks are that kind of team that have good defense. But other than Randall, I don't like any players on your team. I'm being completely honest with you. Other than Randall, I don't. I don't even like the guy that you guys hype up, Emmanuel Quickly. I don't even like him. So
Oh. All right, so if this was last year, I would agree with you, but the fact that we were able to pick up Evan Fournier, Kemba Walker, and then Derrick Rose midway through last season, this is a team that's no longer just Julius Randle. You have some guys that can kind of create their own shots, and you saw last year when they played the Atlanta Hawks, they double and triple teamed Randle, and nobody could find their shot to save their lives, and just the ability to pick up guys like Fournier, who's not maybe not the greatest, but he is a starter and he can create his own shot. Kemba, when he's healthy, he's still one of the better guards in the league, but that's the issue. Can he stay healthy? Same thing with Derrick Rose. Can he stay healthy? If they can, this team can compete for potentially, and I'm going to say potentially, a top five spot somewhere in that 4 or 5 range again. I don't think they're a top three team. I don't think they're anywhere near a top three team, but maybe sneak into that 4 or 5 range. But mainly for me, I think the Knicks are a between the fifth seed and the eighth seed, but I do believe they're a playoff team.
I think that the Sixers are between the fifth and sixth seed. I don't think they're a top four seed at all right now as it stands. But I have a partial ticket plan, so I'm going to hope for the best. Derrick Rose goes to the line to shoot too. Um, Yeah, I mean this is what I find weird about your T-shirt today because he said Wentz is soft and quit, and I agree with that 100%. There was a big debate today on Twitter, fans going back and forth with each other at each other's throats. It was a mad scene, and then Wentz came up out of nowhere. It was crazy. And the thing about him being soft and quitting, I agree with. He played in a monsoon on Sunday, and it was just one of those games where he tried to make a play and he threw it right to the linebacker. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Wentz guy. Twitter was in flux today for some reason. I don't know. I mean, I was literally sitting back, chilling, and people were just going back and forth at each other. It was weird. 20 years with Tom Brady in New England. There was one thing in common: Brady and the O line. Everybody else on the team was expendable. Yeah, I mean, I don't
That's
know.
not even true. The O
It's
line
not
was
true.
expendable too.
It's not true at all. Tom Brady gets rid of the ball super quick, and it was the system that he runs. So
Hmm.
he had the perfect gadget players. Kyle Hogan, the lacrosse player, and he just had the
Oh,
perfect.
did you know he played lacrosse?
I did.
I
I
heard that a
did
couple of
know.
times.
Yeah. Um, Kyle and Zach, what is your reaction if the Eagles lose to the Lions? I have us losing to the Lions. Reason being, I feel I feel the Lions have heart and we don't. And it's in Detroit. We always lose in Detroit. So I don't even know why we're the favorites. Maybe Vegas is trying to pull some voodoo shit, but I just don't buy it. If I were to bet on it, I would bet the Lions 100%.
If we were to lose to the Lions, I probably would pull a Zomp and have Aaron's to run.
Yeah. People
Just
asking
saying.
people
No, I
asking
actually, it's going to be tough for me to watch the game because being in New York, my YouTube only works on my TV. YouTube TV is set for Philadelphia, so I get to watch all the Eagles games. But I'm going to have a hard time watching it on my phone because Sunday's Halloween, and when you have a little one, you got to take them trick or treating. So I'm
Yep.
going to be in the middle of trick or treating, trying to watch the game at the same time. But you got to pay attention to the little one, especially during Halloween and running, and you got cars and everything. So I might be a little more preoccupied that day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Halloween is a day for the kids. You know, the kids are the future of the world, and you got to make sure you put a smile on their face every single day of the week. Um, do you
Hmm.
think they should have fired Doug Peterson? I feel like that was a mistake. The thing about Doug Peterson is, I didn't want them to fire him. I really didn't, and I feel like they fired him because he didn't listen to a word they said, and they want a yes man. They want a guy that's a puppet. And Nick Sirianni, up until this point, is that guy. So people are saying, is Nick Sirianni a one and done coach? I don't think so. I think Nick Sirianni is going to be here at least next year because he's on a 5-year deal, and they're not going to want to pay him that money. So I just feel like he's going to be here at least next year, maybe the year after. But other than that, I'm not a fan of the guy already. As Derrick Rose goes to the line to shoot two, the Sixers are up 26-22 with 11.6 remaining in the first. Um,
Closing
Kyle,
in, closing in.
if you were locked in a room with Jeffrey Lurie, what would you say to him? I would say, listen, bitch, you gotta get this shit rolling, or else these fans are gonna turn on you. That's what I would say. But if I was
I
locked
would
in
tell
the
him learn from James Dolan.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like being locked in a room with anybody is kind of like a long time. So what would I say to him? I mean, I don't know. Doug Peterson is a million times better than Sirianni. Yeah, of course. Thoughts on Spencer Rattler? Horrible quarterback, horrible. And I'm not saying like talent wise. I feel like his skill is there, but his mindset's made a mush. He's immature, and this is a guy that people had in the top 5. I don't think he's going to go in the third round now. Everyone's high on Caleb Williams, even though Caleb Williams looked horrible last game. I don't know. Spencer Rattler's just, I think he's a bum. Sign Cam Newton,
I
absolutely.
think Spencer Rattler needs to go to another college as a transfer and play one more season and kind of show what he was showing before this year
Yep.
and then enter into the draft. I mean, people can pick themselves up in the combine and everything else. We've seen it happen before, but if they go Caleb Williams the rest of the way, which they look like they're going to, especially since they're in the thick of a college football playoff race, I don't see them going back to Spencer Rattler if everything's working out. And in that case, he needs to transfer and he needs to find a good spot for him so that way he can go ahead and enter the draft following season.
So you want to answer this one? Why did we get rid of Andy Reid?
I was upset that we got rid of Andy Reid, but the reason that we got rid of Andy Reid was for the simple fact that when you're in a place for too long, sometimes it just needs to come to an end. Like if you're in that same relationship too long, sometimes it just gets stale. It's not anybody's fault. It's not like you fell out of love with one another. It just was time to go your separate ways. You helped each other grow up. It's time to go your separate ways. And that's really what happened with Andy Reid is it was just time for him to go. They needed a new voice in that Eagles organization.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone will laugh at the Eagles if they lose this Sunday. I feel sorry about your team, and this may be the worst Eagles team I've ever seen. Well, it is the worst Eagles team I've ever seen. And this summer, I don't know if you've been subscribed to my channel long, but this summer I said that this would be a tank year. I knew exactly what Howard Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie were trying to do this whole time. You start someone inexperienced and unskilled like Jalen Hurts for 17 games. You're not going to win many games. I mean, you're going to win that first one because, like Zach and I said, there's no film on you. It's the first game of the
Mhm.
year. But when you start every single game, and I'm pretty sure he might start every single game from this point forward because they want those picks badly, um, you're not going to win many games. I had us winning 3 games this year, 3-14 at the beginning. Now, when we won that first one in Atlanta, I was like, oh, I might have to eat my words. Nope. I think we could possibly go 3-14 still. I genuinely do. Oh, this upcoming quarterback class is horrible. It's horrible. It's terrible. And the best quarterback in this class is Matt Corral from Ole Miss, and I don't even think he's a top 5 pick. So
Yeah, I think this year the quarterbacks class they're missing that it factor. Like when you watch Justin Herbert at Oregon, you could tell he didn't have much talent around him, but you watch him make those drives in the fourth quarter, some of those throws, whether they were caught or not caught by his wide receivers, you could tell Justin Herbert had all the prototypical tools of being a NFL type of quarterback. Now I thought he was like a clay of mold that needed a person to mold him a little better. I thought he was a little raw, but absolutely he proved me wrong as well as I'm sure many others where he came in and succeeded immediately. I thought it may take a year or two.
Um, all right, so I would love Ben Enemy, or I would want John Dorsey as GM. Listen, when people say why wasn't Bieniemy hired, well, you're kind of seeing it right now. That's like saying why wasn't Deuce Staley hired? Like Deuce Staley, he's with an 0-6 Lions team. I mean, granted they play hard, but it's like there were better coaching options out there. I would prefer Deuce over Bieniemy, and we let Deuce go out the door. So I think Bieniemy's a little overrated. If Andy Reid is coaching, I'm not going to say he's coaching poorly, but he doesn't have the team together. It's like, what do you think of Bieniemy at this point? I don't think much of him. Do I like Malik Willis? Yeah, he's a dynamic athlete, but he plays for Liberty. It's like, are you really going to draft a quarterback from Liberty next year? I don't know. I mean, are you going to use a top 10 pick to draft a guy from Liberty? I don't know. It could be interesting.
I mean, he could be a Josh Allen type where, he played at Wyoming. There wasn't a lot of talent around him. He threw
Right.
for like 55% completion percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Not many people were looking at him into going into college. That's why he didn't get any D1 scholarships outside of Wyoming. But
Right.
look at him. Not everybody's going to be a Josh Allen case. But Malik Willis is one of those guys that has the tools, has the traits, but it's kind of a risk whether he's going to put it together at the next level or not.
True. Exactly. And we have a score update. It is 30-28 Knicks. 10:09 to go in the second. So the Knicks have come all the way back to lead this game and now have the ball going down on the floor. Oh, I hate the Knicks. Their fans are weird. Did you
Not
see the
many.
trailer to the new Kurt Warner movie? No, I did not. With how bad the Chiefs are this year, is that a sign that they might be moving on from Andy Reid? It's always a possibility. Always a possibility. I mean, Andy Reid combined with us and the Chiefs, he's been in the NFL for 22 years. So he's been there for a long time. I think he might retire soon. I have no idea who Geo is. Who do you hate more, the Knicks or the Celtics? I despise the Celtics more. Maybe it'll change because um, the Knicks are good, and their fans talk so much shit when they're outside of the Garden. It's like, yeah, you fucking suck, you fucking, and I'm like, dude, dude, you won one playoff game, like shut the fuck up. But yeah, I still hate the Celtics more. I think the Celtics, since they have more of a winning history, um, it's just more bitter for me. You know,
Us Knicks fans were, and I hate to say it like this, being an Eagles fan, we're kind of like Cowboys fans when it comes to the NBA, where we
yeah,
haven't won for quite a while, and then as soon as we start to get good, trust me, you'll hear from us. We called out Mayor Bill de Blasio after the very first win of the season. We were calling out Kevin Durant, Bill de Blasio, Trey Young, all them. We started calling out everybody, and it
yeah.
was just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean Trey Young is one of the best players in the league, and Knicks fans hate him. I don't understand it. Knicks fans are Giants fans. Yeah, for the most part. There are some Knicks fans that are Mets fans as well because um they don't want to take the Brooklyn side because they think it's too easy. They want misery. I hate the Nets the most. I don't know. See, I always thought the Nets were like a Jersey team.
They
Oh yeah,
are a
yeah,
Jersey team. They will always be a Jersey team.
yeah. Always. Chris Christie said, "I don't know why you don't want to stay in our building." As like sure he is. Uh, Chris Christie, horrible governor. I can't stand Mets fans either. Well, you're seeing them right there with the Carson Wentz Colts shirt on.
Man, just killing me today, saying
Yeah,
that I'm a Giants fan and that can't stand Mets fans. Oh my gosh, it's like a personal attack on me today.
exactly. It's like it's set up or something. Funny. Stephen A. rips Cowboy fans, but he's the same way with the Knicks. I mean, here's the thing with Stephen A. Smith, and I respect him. But the thing with Stephen A. Smith is very simple. He argues for no reason sometimes. He might literally just try to stir up an argument just to stir up an argument. This guy sometimes is just I don't know what he is. I mean, he said word for word, I got rid of Max Kellerman. That was my decision. And I'm like, well, Max Kellerman kind of made that show what it was. And he got rid of him for his ego. Like, I'll never forget when Max Kellerman um, said, if I would pick one game to win a game, he picked Andre Iguodala over Steph Curry. Like, it was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I don't what? What is the question you're trying to ask me? The fire white Turk? I have no idea what you're trying to ask me.
And you don't what?
Exactly. What do I not do?
You
The
just
Sixers
don't.
are on break right now, by the way. What NBA players do you guys hate the most? I don't hate anybody. I'm all about peace, love, and happiness. That's what I'm about. I have a Twitter handle. It's pretty gnarly. I'm very nice on there. So if you guys want to go follow it, it's Fly Like an Eagle Podcast 1. FLE Podcast 1. All right, that's what it is. I'm very nice. My tweets are bangers. And, today I was actually entertained by what was going on with the guy making fun of that one kid. Well, not making fun of him, but like, I don't know, talking shit about Wentz or something. And, I was kind of entertained by that. So Twitter was a good day today. It was pretty awesome. I like Skip and Shannon. Yeah.
I honestly don't like any of those shows.
Yeah. You don't like them?
I mean, they do their job. They get a reaction out of people, but I'm not a fan of those shows. I like a little bit of brains to my shows that I watch. And not saying that you shouldn't enjoy watching stuff like that. Just me personally, I don't like to get that rise and have people purposely say stupid shit that they pretend to believe in. Excuse my language, Serenity. Just because they want to get ratings.
Yeah. If Ben Simmons is Kyle's favorite player, hey, fuck you, Lamar. Oh, sorry, Serenity.
No, she's okay. She can't hear you.
Okay, cool. Okay, which NBA players bothers you guys the most? Bothers. Okay, better word. Because everyone knows I don't hate anybody. It's peace, love, and happiness. The only people I hate are people that mess with kids, and that's Penn State University. So I hate Penn State. So people that follow me know I hate Penn State. What NBA players bother you guys? Bother
Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen. It's a good one.
Only because, I'm a North Carolina fan as well. So I just could not stand his little bitch ass, and he makes these little moves. Once again, I
Sorry,
apologize. Don't
Serenity.
swear.
But
But he just does the stupidest little. Anybody that gets under your skin, that's one of those. When you play pickup basketball, and there's that one guy that doesn't really know how to play basketball,
yeah,
and he just
and they just shoot
bumps
it at the
into
backboard.
you, and yeah, he just annoys the crap out of you. Yeah, that's kind of Grayson Allen for me.
No, but that'll also be the same guy that drains the game-winning shot. Like they'll dribble
You know
it with
what?
one
That
hand.
happened to me the other day.
Yeah,
That happened to me the other day. He chucked it as hard as he could, banked it in from the top of the 3-point range, and that was the game-winning points. I'm like,
yeah,
you got to be kidding me.
yep.
Kid hasn't hit a shot all single day, and then wants to hit the game winner in the second to last game, knocking me off the court, and then I get to go home early.
I got to bring up something random about this comment right here. J. Jaw will smoke Ben Simmons in a 1v1 game of basketball. This has nothing to do with about the comment, but J. Jaw and the Knicks are up by 5, by the way. J. Jaw, he was listed as questionable to return by the Eagles, and they showed him walking to the locker room during the broadcast on Sunday. And I was listening to the fan yesterday, and this lady was calling in. She was like, I don't get the commentary. I don't get the broadcast. And it's like they're showing J-Jaw walking to the locker room saying that he has an injury. And she's like, who cares? It's like,
That's so sad, but so true.
Yeah. It's like, why is he even on the team? Do
He's
I like
on the
Colin
team
Cowherd?
for his blocking. That's it.
I liked Colin
Do I like
Cowherd.
Colin Cowherd? I do.
I liked him back when he was on Sports Nation with Michelle Beadle. Now, not so much. Um,
Get down for a second.
Nitro. Who do I hate the most? Penn State, Giants, or Red Sox? Penn State. And it's not because I don't hate the other teams. Penn State literally had allegations, and they were true, and they got the death penalty for it, like with Jerry Sandusky and the kids. Like, I despise that school. I feel like for me not to despise Penn State, they would have to completely get rid of their football program. Like that's for me to like get rid because when Joe Paterno before he died, they were like Joe Pa's Penn State football, completely ignoring the allegations, and they were really heinous allegations. And it's like nobody cared, and he'll be back, but nobody cared about the allegations, and I don't know. It just really bothered me up until that point because Penn State is just that one school where everyone thinks they're right. Everything it's all preppy assholes, pompous douchebags that think they're the best thing since sliced bread. And I just feel like I don't really understand. I don't understand people that go to Penn State or watch Penn State football, especially like people from Philly that decide to follow Penn State over Temple because Temple's a real Philly school. Um, I just don't understand all that, and I got to look at what Zach said real quick. But Penn State is just Penn State. He's just switching to his laptop. Penn State is that team and franchise that I always hate the most because what they did was absolutely atrocious back in the 90s. It was atrocious, and the way that the student body and everyone handled that situation, I just felt like you couldn't handle a situation worse. And the death penalty got reduced, obviously, and it was just disgusting. It was gross, and I just love, I love the fact that um they never win. They lose to teams like Illinois. I love it. And I just I that's why I don't like Penn State. I hate Penn State with a passion. Let me see. Uh, Kyle, if I had a child like Zach, they would throw a ball at me and be spied. Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about him playing. What was it? Sorry, pickup basketball, and the worst player on the court hit the game winning shot, and that happens all the time. It's not new. It's like the player that dribbles like this, and then shoots like this, usually hits the game winning shot. It's just funny to me, because it happened all the time when I was younger. It's just crazy. Is that why I don't like the state of Pennsylvania? I never said I don't like the state of Pennsylvania. I mean, I've driven through it numerous times to get to Hershey Park, Ohio, all the above. I don't dislike Pennsylvania. I just think it's a boring state. Like I generally do. Like the taxes are a little bit better than Jersey because let's face it, Jersey taxes suck. But I don't think there's anything good about Pennsylvania. I can never forget what Penn State did. I've hated them ever since what they did in 2011. Same. I've hated them, and I just I can't. I'll never support them ever, 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 ever. What's up, the creator? How you doing? Victor Jimenez. I'm not worth my time. Not worth my time at all. And you're probably gonna say, "Oh, how's he not worth your time? He almost has 20,000 subscribers. You have 6,000 subscribers." There's no talking to that guy. Like, there's no talking to the guy. The guy has an overinflated ego. He wrote out a post today that I was somehow jealous of. I'm not jealous of him. Look at him. He looks fucked up. Like, why would I want to look like him? I'm not jealous of him. He sells fucking lame ass hurt season hats. Am I a little bit overweight? Sure, but I could lose weight. I would never want to look like Brunson. Hey, Zach's back. How you doing, buddy?
There we go. Sorry about that. I got knocked off by the kiddo.
Yeah. Now we can see your shirt a little bit more. Jesus Christ. I miss Zomp on the post-game show. It's hilarious when he's... Yeah, but here's the thing. Zomp comes and goes when he pleases. He said he was so mad on Sunday that he would have rather done errands than come on post-game. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. But that's him. He comes and goes when he pleases. Uh, what do you hate about New York sports fans besides the Giants? They're all cocky, pompous assholes. That's what they're good at, and they suck. All other teams suck besides the Yankees. And the Yankees are a global organization, like I say time and time again.
Well, that's because baseball is so. Uh, they're so. I can't even think of the word. They're
Yeah,
not
I don't know.
globalized at all. I'm sorry, I'm blanking. They're not globalized at all. They're really regional. That's what I was looking for. Baseball is really regional in general.
What do you think about this one? A Sixers YouTuber named Philly Take with RB sounds familiar. Thinks Sixers go into the finals. Like, what do you think about that?
They got a lot of stuff to overcome to want to make the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, I'm a season ticket holder and I don't see it. So he must be on some heavy ass shrooms if he believes that. And besides the Nets right now, I mean the Nets are good, but like that team is wired to like compete with Kyrie. That's how the team is made.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like without him, they're kind of like meh, but with Kyrie, they're dynamic. So we'll see. Jalen Hurts is the next Cam Newton. Yeah, I completely disagree with that.
The next Cam Newton, as in Cam Newton right this moment.
I think Cam Newton's still better.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Grayson Allen was only clutch at Duke because they get every call and defenders need to sag off him to avoid fouling out. His only game winner, there he traveled.
I'll tell you right now, Duke fans eat pizza with a fork.
Yeah. Duke fans do eat pizza with a fork. Yeah, have you ever been to like a good pizza restaurant like John's on Bleecker Street?
No, I can't say I have.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Dave Portnoy from Barstool ate that pizza with a fork. So it was pretty funny.
I can't do it.
He's like, it cuts with a knife like butter. But yeah, by the way, guys, we're half hour into the stream. The Sixers are losing to the Knicks by 10 points, 47-37. And yeah, it's not a team that looks like they're going to the finals. But yeah, do me a favor, 23 people in here right now, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, help out the podcast on Wednesdays and Sundays. We will be back with Fly Like an Eagle. And yeah, this is I'm not gonna say this is a one-time thing, but definitely every single time we play the Knicks.
Yeah, definitely once we play the Sixers.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have invited Zach to next Monday's game on the 8th because it's part of my season tickets, but yeah, he's way too far away. He's like up there in Buffalo County.
I'm not in Buffalo. Don't get us confused. I'm in the capital region. We're around Albany.
Albany? So you're right by the governor's mansion. Like,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Where he left his dog behind. Yes, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, he's messed up. 76 over under 45 wins. Over. Are the Dallas Cowboys a legit Super Bowl threat? I'll go first. Yes, and it hurts.
Yes, and I said that on the podcast before the season started.
Yep. Absolutely. Come on, Sixers, please beat the Knicks. Don't feel like getting Knicks fans bragging to me. Oh, they're going to make those videos outside MSG after the game. They're going to be like, Embiid's a bitch. Embiid's a bitch. Like, they're going to be like that. They're all high on those vaccines and stuff. It's crazy.
All right, now I need this person's Facebook because once we win, I want to go ahead and get in their DMs and brag to them.
What's your Facebook? Heels, Giants, Mets, Nets, or whatever it is.
Phillies, Nets, whatever it is. Bills, Nets.
We both said the same thing. Whatever it is. All right, so the Knicks are leading 47-38 with 4:34 remaining in the second. How are you feeling right now, Zach?
A lot of good ball movement. It's when we start playing ISO ball, hero ball, is when the Knicks start to downfall.
Yeah. Change my YouTube name so no one can. I can't see that. I don't know what that says. My phone's right by it.
So no one can search me.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
All right, I'll just add you on YouTube and message you on there.
There you go. It's Jake Thoden. That's what it is.
There we go.
Kyle, if you plays Resident Evil, who's your favorite female characters? I played it a long time ago. The last time I played it, I was like 9 years old. My dad was just killing zombies left and right, and I thought it was impressive. But other than that, I never really played the game. I seen the movie. The movie was butt ass trash. Sorry, Serenity.
That's all right. I got headphones on purposely because I knew that you would swear a lot.
Yeah.
All right. I sent a Facebook request. Let's see how long it takes him to add. All right. I can respect the profile pic. He's got Kobe and Gigi hugging with a little halo over Kobe's head.
Mhm.
So I can respect that. He's got the Monstars as his background.
Now, Jake, let me ask you a question. An honest question, not a biased question, an honest question. Do you think Kobe Bryant is a top 10 NBA player of all time? And that's to Jake. And then we'll see what you say. And we're saying overall, we're not saying scoring. Giants fans are celebrating. I don't know why they stink.
Celebrating what?
I guess the win on Sunday. Dude, the
You're about to
Sixers
be like 2-8 in the
tonight.
next 3 games.
The Sixers are bad tonight. 49-38 Knicks with 3 minutes to go in the second. You know, I'm not liking what I'm seeing so far.
Well, like you said, the Knicks are a good defending team.
They are.
And on the offensive side of the ball, they're moving the ball and they're hitting their shots. If you played them a couple of nights ago when they played Orlando Magic and they couldn't hit the broadside of the barn, you probably would be whooping us right now.
Probably. Apparently, Embiid just double dribbled, so that doesn't help. And the Knicks hit another shot, 51-38.
Man, you're just slightly ahead of me.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to win. Fuck.
I have headphones. I don't need headphones. Thank you.
I just want the Sixers to do well this year, man. I got season tickets. I don't want them to be butt ass.
Listen, I want the Knicks to do well. I've waited 20 years for this moment.
They should never do well. Ever. Ever, ever. Their best player was Spreewell. Don't forget that. Are they serving hot wings where you're at? Because I heard inflation too is off.
That's to me. All right, can you stop, please?
That's to you.
That is a question to me. Right now, the prices of chicken wings are gone from $45 a box to like $175 a box. So you have to get them at the right restaurant, or else you're getting crappy wings. But right now, nothing in our area looks good, tastes good. It's just kind of shitty.
Really? Wow. Wait, so like Buffalo right now wouldn't have good buffalo wings.
I don't know about Buffalo. I'm not near Buffalo. I'm 5 hours away from Buffalo. Stop trying to make me further away than I actually am.
Yeah.
I'm 2 hours away from Jersey.
I don't know. Sometimes I forget. Oh God. Yep. The election is next week for governor.
Sam Darnold to the Eagles. No.
Why are Mets fans, Jets fans, and Giants fans Yankees fans? What? You mean Nets, Jets, and Giants? Because no one likes the Mets. That's why.
Because it's a Burrow thing.
It's not a Burrow thing. Don't listen to it. It's not a Burrow thing. They just don't like the Mets.
It's a Burrow thing.
I suppose a corporate chain like Buffalo would have them, but not a small mom and pop place. Yeah.
Some of the mom and pop places I go, they import their oil straight from Italy, and they got some good wings. But let me tell you, you're paying out the ass for it.
Literally. Would I have? What kind of question is this? Come on, Pats fan. Would I rather have Jalen Hurts or Mac Jones? I don't think either are good, but I'll go with Mac Jones.
I like Mac Jones where he's at. I don't think he'd be playing as well as he is if he was anywhere but Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Maybe San Francisco, but right now Kyle Shanahan's got some offensive play calling he needs to work through because it's a travesty over there right this second.
Dude, you are kicking our ass. Like I keep looking down on my phone, like I'm streaming on my phone, and it's like not a game. And it's like this is what I was saying. You know, we lost to the Nets on a 15-1 run. You guys are smoking us by 19 right now. And
I will tell you, the Knicks are a brutal third quarter team. They have been for about 20 years. So I'll take a look at what they do within the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, and I'll let you know if you should bother watching the rest of it.
are you an economist?
Not to sound like an asshole or an idiot, but what the hell does that mean?
I guess it means like you know a lot about prices and stuff like that, like around the economy and stuff.
No, I'm not an economist. What I do for a living outside of my 9 to 5 job Monday through Friday, I produce radio shows that work in the financial business. So sometimes I pay attention and pick up a thing or two.
Yeah. There's a wing shortage, no workers. There aren't workers. You're right. No one wants to work.
I think there's more of a worker shortage than a wing shortage.
You think so?
Yeah.
All the people that worked those chicken factory jobs got crazy unemployment benefits, closed economy for months. Now those people are playing crypto roulette and can't play them. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm in the stock market. I'm in Shiba. You know, I think if you're not in Shiba, you're missing out.
With her permission.
But yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And they don't want to work. I agree with that 100%. But you know, some people out there aren't as fortunate, and you know, I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like this is a really bad time in America. What it is. 2022 QB draft class, not that good. Anyone you guys like? I mean,
I have my eyes on a couple of people.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like Matt Corral, but other than that, I mean, it's kind of like shooting darts at a board. Like, I don't really care. And at the half, the Knicks lead the Sixers 62-44. Not good.
What do you mean it's not good? It's great.
That's horrible. You want to know why that's horrible, Zach? And I'm going to do a little rant right here because, you know, obviously I didn't win close games with the Sixers every single game. The reason why that's horrible is because this team got eliminated in embarrassed fashion to the Atlanta Hawks last season. Now, granted, Ben Simmons isn't playing tonight. It didn't seem like he played that game either. This team failed for years to set up our future. And they are letting a team like the New York Knicks just run all over them. Like, just run all over them. And are the Knicks as talented as the Sixers? No, they're not. With Ben Simmons, without Ben Simmons, they're not as talented as the Sixers. Joel Embiid is a top 5 player in the league. Your best player is Julius Randle, who took 10 years to flourish. Like, I'm sick of this bullshit. I'm sick of this. Bullshit. You know, it's just
You want to
garbage.
know the difference in the game?
What?
And I know we don't love stats, but this is literally the difference in the game. Sixers, 2 of 15 from three-point range.
Bad.
Knicks, 10 of 16 from three-point range. That's literally a 24-point difference right there.
You said the Knicks are a really bad team in the third quarter, right?
Yeah, they're usually a really bad team in the third quarter. They've been a little bit better under Thibs, so let's see what they give.
Right. You guys play video games.
No.
I used to, not anymore.
I can't. I can't do it. And my Xbox shit the bed. I've had the same Xbox since like 2006.
Yeah. Embiid needs to be more serious with his condition. I mean, that's always been a downfall in his career. Last year, he looked like he was in the best shape of his life. Then he got injured. Then he didn't play the same because I'm pretty sure when he was injured, he wasn't really taking care of his body as much. Then he kind of fell flat. But last year, when he was in shape, in the best shape of his life, he was on his way to win MVP. And this year, it looks like he's starting out sluggish again. So, you know, when it comes to JoJo, I understand, like, listen, you're a dynamic force, you're a unicorn, but being in shape especially for a basketball player is it's everything, especially when you're running up and down the court on a consistent basis, being as tall and big as you are. Someone like me and Zach, we could sit here all day and talk about how professional athletes need to be in shape when we're not. But at the end of the day, we talk facts. We don't bullshit. And players like Joel Embiid need to stop eating Chick-fil-A. Like, we could eat it. We could eat it right now, right in front of your face, and nothing will happen. But Joel Embiid is getting paid $170 million over 5 years. Like, this guy can't eat Chick-fil-A because he slows down. So he needs to hire a personal chef or something. I don't know what else to say because I'm running out of excuses for Joel Embiid. I really am.
And I've told you that time and time again. I think he needs to step it up in other ways. And I think he has slowly started to mature a little bit, I think, on and off the court. So there are things you got to remember. This kid played basketball for a whole year or two before he came into the NBA. And, he had a lot of stuff going on outside of his life when he lived in a different country, then came over to here. So he had a lot of stuff going on around him. I think he's slowly been developing mentally and physically, and I think you're going to see that continue. I love what I've seen from him thus far. To overcome everything he's overcome and to become what he has become so far is absolutely an amazing story, and he needs to remember where he came from and continue to not take that for granted and show that type of leadership on and off the court.
He didn't start playing basketball until age 19. And Heels Giants Phil's Nets asks, how often do you think Embiid eats this food? Probably a lot. Like, if you like fast food, like if you like it, you're gonna eat it consistently. It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap. I mean, you're not gonna be paying for a steak dinner. If he eats it, he probably eats it a lot. And I don't know if that's something you could just stop because if you're addicted to fast food, you're gonna eat it almost every day.
This is the thing about fast food. And you're right. When you're addicted, you're addicted. I've sat home at my house, taken out food the night before to cook, and got too lazy to cook. But somehow I put on shoes, jumped in the car, drove to McDonald's, and grabbed food and came back.
Yep, that used to be me with Taco. It used to be me with Taco Bell like 5 nights a week. I would go out and get the number 7 chicken, an extra taco, sour cream on the side, Baja Blast. I would get that every single night, and I still know the order until I got food poisoning, and that's what killed it. Mm-hmm. But I did that every single night. It was so addicting, man. My thoughts on this is actually a good question. My thoughts on Sirianni not looking at defensive front. Now, a lot of people had a problem with this. I don't, because Sirianni, you can tell he doesn't know defense worth a lick. Like, he doesn't. I want him right now to concentrate on offense and offense alone. His defensive coordinator is a guy where they said he could be a head coach down the road. So this guy needs to know his defense before he becomes a head coach. Nick Sirianni, you can tell he doesn't know anything about defense. And if he tried to learn about defense, he better have his shit together when it comes to offense first, and he doesn't. So I don't really care about him looking at defensive film because, let's be honest, he's not going to shoe up defense before he shoes up offense because offense is his game. Everyone called him a genius, So I don't really care. I really don't.
I don't care as well. I think a great coach hires 2 people that he trusts for the offensive and defensive side of the ball, and then just oversees it and manages it. But mainly you got to invest in guys that you believe in and let them do what they need to do. Jonathan Gannon, as much as he annoys me, as much as they run a vanilla defense, I think mainly the issue is that our front 4 is not getting pressure and he refuses the blitz. And if you refuse the blitz and your front 4 isn't getting the pressure that you need to affect the game, guys like Derek Carr that are accurate can sit back there and pick you apart. I think he went 21 out of his first 22 passes. I think we've had like 3 or 4 quarterbacks already complete over 80% of their passes against us. Good quarterbacks are going to just sit back there and nitpick every little thing. When you play zone a lot, you know the soft spots of the zone, and if you're on the same page with your wide receivers, you're going to get destroyed. And that's really what's happening is that we're not creating pressure up front. Jonathan Gannon refuses the blitz. He plays too high safety, and he's just not bringing anybody down into the box to help. And one of the things that I'm sick of and everybody loves him. Everybody loves Alex Singleton. This guy
Stinks.
absolutely
Stinks.
fills the stat sheet, but he's always behind the play. He's always coming up from behind to make a play. He gives great effort, but the problem is he's not stopping plays. He's finishing the plays, and that's an issue. If you're not
Alex
being able to
Singleton,
if
dude,
you're not
he
being
stinks.
able to fill gaps, then that's an issue. So linebacker is absolutely something that we have to do a
1
better
second, Carl. Let me
job.
pick this up real quick. Zach.
So yeah, we absolutely have to do a better job of investing in our linebackers because it's not fitting our scheme. The way that he wants to play defense, Jonathan Gannon, I think it's more of a scheme fit and his, I don't know if it's ego or whatever, not wanting to blitz, and then you have two high safeties. It's perfect for a very good quarterback to be able to pick us apart. Yeah, and I understand that the Eagles made Singleton a captain. He's a hustle player. He's a great team player. But at the end of the day, he doesn't go out and make plays. He finishes the plays. And by that, I mean he's always chasing after the ball, but he's never going to get the ball. He's taking after the ball when the ball's already 5, 10 yards down the field. And yeah, I do think that he does need to play more man to man. I agree with that 100%. You see the job that Nelson and Darius Slay are doing, but honestly, I think you need to press a little more, get these guys off their roots, knock them off their feet a little bit at the line of scrimmage, and hopefully that gives a little extra time, that half a second for the pass rush to get there. But playing zone, playing off your man, even when they are playing man, they're playing 5, 6, 7 yards off their men, especially in like a 3rd and 3 situation. What are you playing 8 yards back for? I mean, even Jim Schwartz played the sticks, and this guy, for whatever reason, has his guys playing well beyond where they need to be.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to listen to as much as you could possibly say. I'm pretty sure it was about Alex Singleton, where we've went over this. Alex Singleton stinks. He's a garbage football player, and a lot of people talk this guy up like he was the next coming of Clay Matthews. And I'm just so sick and tired of people talking up these players. You know, the fact of the matter is this team lacks linebackers every single year. And they never do anything to address it. And people are going to be like, yo, we should pick one in the top 5 next year. We're not going to. We're not going to. Do you understand who the GM is? Like, do you understand? He'll either get an edge rusher or probably a cornerback. Like, he's not going to go for the linebacker. He's not. It could be the best linebacker of all time. He's not going to do it. Not going to do it.
I agree.
Let me see something.
You can
I
pull
think I
up
missed
Victor's.
contents.
You can pull up Victor's thought.
Yes, but Eagles made Singleton a captain. I don't give a fuck. Listen, that just goes to show you what kind of Eagles team this is. If Singleton is a captain, like, what kind of team are we? We're a suck-ass team. That's what we are.
We did it because he hustles, and we want to create a culture.
Yeah. Who do you guys predict will be the Eagles quarterback in 2022? Hot take. Russell Wilson.
Hot take, Jalen Hurts.
Oh my God.
Not because I believe in Jalen Hurts, because there's no other options out there. I know how he's looking into drafting a quarterback, but honestly, they got to look into these quarterbacks and see if they're going to fall in love with one. I know somebody asked earlier, is there any guys that I love right now? Right now, no, there's not anybody that I love, but there are people that are climbing the board or staying steady on the board, Matt Corral being one of them, Malik Willis from Liberty, and then Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh. Those are 3 guys that are climbing up the board. Kenny Pickett, potential second-round pick if you want to go that route, if you don't want to invest a first-rounder in. Or you know what? You find a team that is QB needy and does fall in love with one of these guys. You trade back, and guess what? You pick up another first-rounder for next year. You don't force the situation. You can take a quarterback next year, and you'll have the ammunition to move up in the draft if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to go against what Kyle Pickett's doing or Kenny Pickett's doing in Pittsburgh. You know, it's hard to go against that. The guy is, what, a 4-year senior? And I just feel like, you know, he's a guy that I mean you could look at it and say, hey, it's cool. But at the same time, that's not a guy that I'd want to take a chance on. Like maybe a fourth, fifth round backup. That's not a guy I want to like put out there and just say, "Here you go, kid, have at it." No, I mean, I've seen
when the season started, that's what he was a fourth, fifth, sixth round pick, and he's worked his way up into a second or third round pick. I know a lot of people are high on him right now, but this year has been spectacular compared to previous years. I mean, he did a decent job. They lacked talent at Pittsburgh. This year they got a little bit better of a team, so he's playing a little bit better. I think he did work himself into a second round or third round pick at this point right now. Sam Howell, same thing, second or third round pick right now. And that's a guy that was going to compete for a top 10 pick when the season started.
They said that before this season started, they said Sam Howell could have been the number 1 pick overall.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's
between
not.
him and Spencer Rattler, and look at those two.
Look at them. None of them.
Look at them.
Kyle, if you have to pick a FIFA World Cup team instead of the USA, what would it be? Probably Germany. Because I dig Germany. I like them. They have a ton of Bayern Munich players and Leverkusen. I just feel like Germany they have it. They have what it takes to win, and that's why I pick Germany. Plus, I'm part German. Anyone but Italy, honestly. I can't stand Italy, so I'll go USA or
because of Italy.
Wait, what?
Because of their fans or because it's Italy?
No, I just don't like Italy. I don't really like anything about Italy. I mean, my friends went there on vacation. I'm like, why? It's like broken down. Those QBs sound disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, those are the options right now. So that's why I said, we may be looking at Jalen Hurts for another year, and not because I believe in the guy, not because I think he's going to be a great starter in this league or even a capable backup in this league, but because we may not have any other choice.
Right. QB draft is pretty weak. May have to hold on to Hurts another year or give Minshew. Guys, I'm telling you right here, right now, we can absolutely not hold on to Hurts for another year. Like, Minshew's not going to be here next year. I don't think he's going to be here next year. We can absolutely not hold on to Hurts for another year. The guy is awful. The guy is horrendous. The guy looks for his first read and then moves. That's what he does. It's not the offense. It's not the lack of skill players. The guy is horrendous. He's so bad. And I wouldn't be this confident saying this about a Philadelphia Eagles quarterback because I wanted him to fucking succeed so badly in this offense and then take away from all that Carson Wentz did in this offense because I hate Carson Wentz. I hate him. I wanted Jalen Hurts and with his fucking Colts, fucking motherfucker. I hate
it just to piss you off.
And I wanted Jalen Hurts to just destroy it this year. And everything I said in the offseason came true. He's not good. He's just not good.
Found it. Boom.
This is going to be an EJ Manuel, Geno Smith draft straight dud. Yeah, it could be. I mean, everyone wanted Geno Smith. I remember that, like top 5. And he went all the way down to like 32 or something like that. It was insane.
Telling you what, I'm taking Jake Locker. That's my guy right there.
Yeah, Washington. What a great talent that guy is.
All right, so I did see a comment up a little more. I think Victor said it. He wanted to know our thoughts on the Cowboys this year and Super Bowl chances.
Let me see. I think we answered that before. We'll do it. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to sit there and tell you this. I believed in the Cowboys before the season started as soon as they took Dan Quinn as their defensive coordinator because I thought last year it wasn't the lack of talent on the defensive side of the ball. I thought it was the defensive scheme. And with the offseason of COVID, there wasn't really a chance to adjust, not to mention the pieces that they had in place did not fit Mike Nolan's defense. This defense that Dan Quinn runs is more reminiscent of a Rod Marinelli defense that the Cowboys previously ran. So I thought that they would have a better time adjusting and getting back to overall a good defense, not an elite defense, but a very good defense, good enough to complement this offense that's going to put up points. Ultimately, I think the downfall, and I'm going to say it whether they win or lose, is the clock management and the timeout management of their head coach. Mike McCarthy does a horrible job managing the clock, and they're lucky that Tom Brady doesn't play for the Patriots anymore, because if you leave 20 seconds left and they still got timeouts, you easily give the Patriots a chance to go down the field and get a field goal, and that's stuff that cannot happen. 3rd and 18, you got to be thinking, if we don't pick this up, we run it all the way down to 3, we call our timeout, we kick the field goal. You don't call a timeout with 24 seconds left and kick a field goal on 4th and inches. You need to know what the next play is going to be. You need to be aware of the clock, aware of the situation. And maybe Mike McCarthy has too much going on. Maybe he needs to put somebody in charge of challenges and timeouts and clock management. But right now, that is something that might bite him in the ass, because when you get to playoff games, it's a lot tighter.
Yeah, no, I agree. Thing about the Dallas Cowboys is, as the Knicks are still killing us. The thing about the Dallas Cowboys is, I'm a very big, not conspiracy theorist, but that too. But I believe in curses and stuff like that. I'm a very spiritual person, and I've always brought up this point. The Dallas Cowboys look very good this year, very good, one of the best teams probably since the 90s, to be honest with you. Thus far, as Danny Green puts up a 3, and it's good. Sixers are down by 19. The thing about Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson,
seemed like they were coming back.
Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones, they hated each other for years. They did not talk to each other, and ever since they didn't talk to each other since the 90s. They haven't won. They've been dog shit. They've been the worst type of team you could be, which is mediocre. And this past summer, Jimmy Johnson got inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And who was sitting right next to him on the commentary desk? Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson shook hands, and they pretty much said, "I'm proud of you." And he said all this stuff. To me, if the Cowboys won the Super Bowl this year, that would be the reason. Because I'm a very spiritual person. They finally got over that, and the curse is broken. And Embiid's down again. Nice.
Yep. I just saw it. I'm a split second behind you, Kyle.
Yeah. Well, what did it look bad?
Kemba to Mitchell. You know what?
I'm on commercial.
Maybe he should take a lesson from Michael Jordan. I believe it was Michael Jordan that said that he literally brought somebody in to teach him how to fall on the ground. I know that sounds silly, but when you're that big, when Joel Embiid has problems falling to the ground, I think maybe he needs to hire somebody that can teach him how to properly shift his weight and fall to the ground gracefully.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. If he's really down for the count, do I even go to any more games this year, or do I just sell all my tickets? I don't know, man. Danny Lukenheimer. Hey, Nitro, hey, Zach. Yeah, what's up, Danny? Regular on.
What's up, Danny?
Yeah, Danny's our dude. Can we just get Brian Dawkins to possess one of these linebackers and knock the nose ring off of Zeke? I hate how soft our defense has been since 17. Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest with you, in 2017, they weren't really a good defense either. They played as a team. They played as a band of brothers. They got to the ball quick. But our star cornerback was Patrick Robinson, and he's, out of the league now? So they weren't really a good defense that year. They created a lot of pressure.
Brown back.
Yeah, they were a good team overall. I heard Nick Foles is going to be available. Yeah, probably. But he's expected to make a lot of money, and we're going to have to pay him. Well, he has a contract he's not expected. I don't know why someone would laugh at this, though. It kind of pains my soul. Embiid is down again. Ha, ha, ha. Wait, was that a laugh?
No, those are crying faces.
Oh, okay. I was about to really go.
Glasses?
Yeah, I might. At this point in time, I might. I mean, I was on Twitter all day, going up and down the feed because it was interesting. Yeah,
that's how I felt with Amari Stoudemire being in the Knicks uniform. He played great. He was an MVP candidate. Then we trade for Carmelo, and he kind of needed to find himself again, and then he gets hurt, and that was kind of the end of Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah, makes sense. What's my favorite fast food joint? Zach, you take this one.
You know, it was Wendy's, and we live in a different area, so my fast foods are different than your fast foods. We have a Chick-fil-A, but our Chick-fil-A is inside of an airport, and unless you buy a ticket to go somewhere, you're not getting Chick-fil-A. But it was Wendy's until they changed their fries recently, and I can't stand their fries. Right now, I really don't have a favorite, to be honest with you. Maybe
Yeah,
Five
I mean,
Guys. Does Five Guys count?
yeah, that counts.
All right, then I'm taking Pentagon Males.
I liked the one down in Texas called Whataburger. I like that a lot. Yeah, that was really good. And the Knicks drive to the lane, and it is up no good as Maxi comes down with it, going the other way. 66-47, the Knicks. I feel like the Sixers can stage a comeback here.
They could.
Yeah, someone just fell to the ground. Who's number 13? 48?
Yeah.
Yeah, he stinks. What I would do to get John Morant on the Sixers? Yeah, I
What
mean,
I would have done to get Ja Morant. And I was so mad that we fell to the third spot. I mean, I love RJ Barrett, but he's never going to be that addition to the Knicks that Ja Morant would have been to the Knicks.
the NBA hates the Knicks. Like literally hates them. Like they would be on pace to get a top 3 pick every single year for like the last 6 years, and on average they would get like the 6th pick overall.
It's like karma for trading away all our first round picks. When we finally keep our own, we're like, you know what? You're going to get the 6th overall pick. You're going to get the 8th overall pick.
Yeah. Wow, that was wet. So the Knicks are up by 22 again.
Yeah, you're ahead of me. It's still 66-47 with 9:32 to go.
I won't tell you
I'm on
anymore.
the TNT app. That's why.
That's what I'm on.
And it says it's live. But we'll see.
Which one was the real facts? Lottery been fucking us for years. Yep.
Yeah. Ever since we got the number 1 overall pick, the first lottery with Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was karma for Patrick Ewing, to be honest with you.
Man, what I wouldn't have done to get Patrick Ewing a ring.
Yeah, overrated. Zach should be a Flyers fan.
I'm not really a hockey fan, but since I live in New York, I do kind of follow the Rangers and Islanders, and the only reason I follow both is because I'm not a true hockey fan, so I kind of just follow them. I don't root for them, I follow them.
Don't you just love when the person living in your house is watching Stranger Things for the first time since it came out? And it just makes so much noise.
I've actually never watched. No, I watched like the first 2 episodes, and it was really slow, and I'm like, I can't get into it.
Yeah, it's an alright show. Kind of overrated, like Patrick Ewing.
You gotta throw those cheap shots in there.
Yeah. Apparently, Embiid got elbowed.
Your favorite Sixer and my favorite Knick both went to the same college. Maybe you should show a little bit of respect.
Wait, who's your favorite Knick?
Patrick Ewing went to Georgetown, and Allen Iverson went to Georgetown.
Oh, I thought you were talking about current.
No. My current favorite Knick right now is Julius Randle.
Yeah. I mean, he's your only good player, so I mean that would make sense. But
I like Julius Randle when he was on the Lakers.
Yeah, Julius Randle's good. I mean, Derrick Rose. I like Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
But he's kind of washed. I don't really watch the NBA. How is Lonzo Ball? Lonzo Ball's taken off this year. Lonzo and LaMelo are actually really good players right now.
LaMelo's a little bit better than Lonzo, but Lonzo's finally fitting in the NBA, and he's finding where he fits in the NBA. I thought that was a great acquisition by Chicago because him and Zach LaVine's been one of my favorite players. Even before the dunk contest, he was just that was one of those athletic freaks that I followed.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago looks good right now, for sure. Kyle, if you hate the New York Ranger fan bases and why, see Zomp. You guys know Zomp from our post game shows, usually on Flag and Eagle podcast. he hates the Rangers with a passion. Like when I say hates the Rangers, I mean like despises. Like if they score a goal, he'll be like, fuck them. Um, with me, it's like I only don't like the Rangers when they're good. Because like I said, it's their fans. Their fans are so cocky, like they're arrogant assholes. And like when you say anything back to them when they lose, it's like they want to punch you in the face. It's like they can dish it, but they can't take it back. Um, it's the same thing with the Knicks. The Knicks are killing us tonight, and they'll treat it like the finals after the game. I mean, that's what they'll do because that's what Knicks fans do because they've never won. They haven't won in like 45 years. So
If they win this game, they might call out Alabama and say we want Alabama.
yeah.
That's pretty much Knicks fans in a nutshell.
And they'll probably say something stupid like we want the '92 Dream Team or something.
I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest with you. The
Yeah.
Knicks could have had Lonzo. Yeah, we could have had Lonzo, but if we had Lonzo, then we wouldn't have had Kemba, Derrick Rose, Nerlens Noel back, all these guys that we signed in the offseason. That's basically what we did. We said, all right, we can spend all this money on Lonzo Ball, or we can get some of our own players that fit very well. We know they fit our culture and what we want to do, and then add a couple other pieces. I mean, I'm not the maddest that we added Evan Fournier. I wish we got him for a little less money, but he has been killing it thus far this season, and he is a guy that can create his own shot and create for others. So
Right.
I am mad at it.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, the thing with the Knicks is they're always going to thrive off defense. You need that one score that puts you ahead, though, because right now, um, your scoring's kind of like bleh. Like, I mean, you have to kind of. I'm not going to say like trade a ton of your assets, but I'm going to say like make a deal for someone like a CJ McCollum, at the deadline, because let's face it, the Portland Trailblazers are butt ass. They're not going anywhere. And I just feel like you guys need that score because right now you're like, whatever.
Well, I'd like to see how this year goes and see if we can have one of these young guys blossom into not an all-star, but something very, very good. Maybe Emmanuel quickly develops into a deadly sixth man. He
Yeah.
showed great, chances last year. He showed some flashes of that. Obi Toppin, can he become one of the elite men off the bench? That we have young pieces that I want to see develop into the role players or potential starters that we need. And I don't want to give up too much because I still think if we went ahead and got CJ McCollum, depending on what we gave up, that's still not enough to compete in the NBA Finals, let alone the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I agree because you have to contend with the Milwaukee Bucks, the Nets, and at least the Atlanta Hawks from what I've seen because, everyone's saying the Atlanta Hawks don't have that chance this year. But at the same time, I just feel like, Trae Young is such an important piece to that roster. And I just feel like they're a team that could be back this year. A lot of people are saying that they just rode a hot wave and they were a great second half team last year and they can't get it done in the whole season. But I don't know. I like what I saw out of Trae Young last year, and I think he's a great player.
You got to remember what happened in that second half too. They dealt with a lot of injuries. Another local kid, Kevin Herter, stepped into the starting lineup. He played outstanding. Nate McMillan took over as a head coach. He's a very defensive-minded coach. That team didn't play very good defense prior to the All-Star break. After the All-Star break, they were one of the better defensive teams, and Clint Capella really went off in that second half, and that really helped Trae Young be able to create his own shots and have somebody that can go ahead and get rebounds, and that's really what happened in the second half of the season. And it's a trend that as long as Nate McMillan puts these guys in the best situation to succeed, they're healthy right now. This is a team that could be a top 4 team in the East. Not
Easily.
top
And
3, but top 4.
And guys, we're an hour and 15 into the stream. The Sixers are getting completely killed tonight. Do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, we will be back tomorrow with Fly Like an Eagle podcast, the preview, and then on Sunday right after the game against the Detroit Lions, where we'll probably lose. But we'll be back here twice a week, and we'll do these every now and then. It's definitely for Knicks Sixers games. But yeah, thanks for joining in and hit that thumbs up button. Knicks best team in the East. I disagree
No,
with that.
no.
Yeah, even the Knicks fan is saying that.
Wishful thinking, but
It's
no.
always wishful thinking. When your favorite sports teams are bad, what do you find enjoyment to take your mind off? That's a good question. That is actually a pretty good question. When my favorite sports teams are bad, like let's just say I love the Philadelphia Flyers. So when they're bad and I can't watch them, I usually just like not go out to a bar, but I just watch movies. That's what I do. I just chill. I watch movies. Pretty much as anything I can and not watch them. Because it's when they were pathetic last year, like really pathetic, like losing to the Buffalo Sabres 5-2 pathetic. It was tough to watch them. It really was. And
I'm
I'm
not
a
even a
huge
hockey fan, and I know that's bad.
yeah, I'm a huge Carter Hart fan. And he looked really bad last year, and it looked like his future was gonna be busted, but he's looking decent to start the year this year.
What I do is I typically find a player that I really enjoy watching. Like Steph Curry took over a lot of my time in the NBA because I just enjoy the way that he plays the game and the way that the Golden State Warriors play the game. They play defense, they pass the ball, they're unselfish, and it really was a great culture that they continue to have even into this year. So I enjoyed watching them, but the Knicks will never be replaced in my heart. I always watch the Knicks, but I'll watch other teams to kind of fill that enjoyment and catch on to teams like that.
Right. And Kyle, are you saying that New York Ranger fans are delusional like Giants fans because I'm a Rangers fan? Yeah. I mean, they're all the same. Because once New York teams find a little glimmer of hope, a glimmer of chance, they become the world's biggest douchebags. Like they just do. It's New York. New York's rough and tough. Like we're the best, you're not. It's just how it is. And the only team in New York that's not like that, in my teams are the Nets and Islanders. The Islanders, no one gives a shit about, and that's on Long Island. I'm talking about like the city teams, like the teams in the Garden, Yankee Stadium, City Field. Those are the four teams where, and then obviously you have the Giants on the outskirts, but we know what they are. But the teams that play in the city itself, their fans are assholes once they're good. Like they just are. It's just how walking through the city's rough as it is. I mean, you have to like hide your phone when you're walking on a certain corner. You'll get your ass jumped. So you have to be tough in New York, and you're just an asshole. Like that's all they have is sports. And that is another air ball by Danny Green. 83-58, New York Knicks, 4:29 to go in the third.
Man, I think we should start watching Knicks games together all the time, especially if they're going to play like this every time you're on with me.
I mean, we could do it when the season's over, when the football season's over. We could do this once a week, twice a week. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I wish I had access to MSG. That's one thing I do not like about YouTube TV is they do not have MSG, and I just haven't been able to watch Knicks games as much as I like. I have to find all those ghetto apps to find out where I can watch the Knicks.
You don't have MSG?
No,
Wow.
YouTube TV doesn't have MSG.
Oh, you don't have cable?
No, I cut the cord. I have YouTube TV, Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and HBO Max.
HBO Max is clutch. I like HBO Max. Did you catch the new Sopranos movie?
No, but I'm waiting for Dexter to come out.
Okay. Yeah, Dexter was my show. One of the worst endings of all time, but it was my show.
How did you think it would end? How did you want it to end?
To be honest with you. All right, so I'm sadistic. I wanted Dexter. Oh man, I wanted Dexter to die. And honestly, I wanted him to get like shot up in the most violent way possible. Like that's just how I feel. And I feel like that would have been a great ending to the series, but just him being out there in the wilderness, it's kind of lame. I didn't like it.
I was really mad that they killed Deb off.
Yeah.
And sorry, spoiler alert, I should have said that before. I hated that they killed Deb off. I really wanted him to go to where I forget where it was with Hannah and his son, because Hannah did a great job of bringing the best out of Dexter, And I thought there was more to be done with Dexter, that he could have progressed as a typical human in our crazy world.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're having a reboot, so we'll see what they do with that. But I was actually,
Now I think they better kill him off. They better kill him off. To
I
be
mean,
honest
yeah.
with
How many
you,
seasons do you think it's gonna be?
I would give it no more than 3.
3. I wanted a Breaking Bad and where Walter White is like laying next to his meth. Yeah, I mean that was pretty dramatic. He wanted to die with his meth. That was his meth. It was nobody else's. He wanted to die next to it, and that's the perfect
Have
ending.
Dexter killed with one of his own knives.
Yeah, exactly, with his own knives, like a used knife. That would have been really fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Or maybe he'll die by COVID.
yeah, I'll die with COVID like Michael Myers is going to. But spoiler alert! Sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that.
You better be lying about that. I would
No,
be so
it's-
pissed if I watched the last Halloween movie and he dies of COVID.
As of right now, it's in the script.
Probably just to get people talking, I hope.
Sixers need Simmons. I mean, they don't. Do the Sixers need to run more pick and roll with Embiid and try Tyrese Maxey at point guard a little? I mean, listen. From what I'm seeing, I want Tyrese Maxey to succeed, but he's just not doing it for me. Like he's not. Like, it's the pace of the game. Our players are fun, I guess. Like Tobias Harris has 20 points tonight. Embiid is looking fat and slow for an athlete. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about professional athlete looking fat and slow. Danny Green, he's whatever. We need, and I hate saying this, I truly do. I don't want to say this, Zach. I really don't. I think for this team to contend and even go to the playoffs, yeah, they need Ben back. Like, they really do. They do.
Need Ben back, but you need him to not be lackadaisical anymore, especially late in games. I love Ben Simmons. I watched him at LSU. I watched the documentary with him. And even if you watch the documentary on Ben Simmons, the one and done documentary, you could see right then and there how lackadaisical, how much he just didn't care. He's like, yeah, I don't even go to class. I don't need to go to class. I'm not going to be here. Why am I going to go to class? He literally straight up said that shit. And he has all the talent in the world, but he just doesn't seem to want to put it together, whether it's physically or mentally. And it's heartbreaking to see somebody go through that, because he could have easily been one of the better players in NBA, especially with the way that he plays defense, especially with his court vision and his length. I'm not saying that he could have been Kevin Durant, but if he develops at least a decent shot, he could be a better version of Rajon Rondo.
Rajon Rondo stinks, though. But
when Rajon Rondo was in his big 4, big 3.5, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Which was like 13 years ago. What me and my friend would laugh about when Ben Simmons would play, especially in the playoffs, is he always had this knack for bringing the ball down the court, driving to the basket, going up for a layup, and then passing it back to the 3-point line. Like, he'd always have a knack to do that. And we're like, dude, what are you doing? Like, it was just, he's the weirdest player to watch in NBA history.
Or he dribble past half court and then give it up immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just don't understand that. Like, why?
Nope. B-Ball Paul, I don't like him. Honestly, this is coming from a Knicks fan. Ben is being soft, scared of media teams. Teams are going to start changing contracts, give themselves protection from players just forcing out. Well, here's the thing. If you're signing a 5-year deal, you want to stay with that team. Something happened in that last year to where he was like, wow, I made a mistake, but I signed a contract. And, I guess at one point he did want to stay here, because you don't sign a 5-year contract if you don't like it here a little bit. But the thing is like, I guess the fans just really got under his skin. Doc Rivers, what he said after the game didn't help. And I guess he just felt like everyone in the world hated him, and he says he has mental issues. I don't really believe that, But if he does, I mean, like, yeah, I don't want him on the floor right now because you got to get over that. And Ben Stiller's there. Wow, he's still alive. But I mean, I just don't. I don't know. I don't like Ben Simmons. I really don't. Oh, well, you could have seen this coming. Ben got tangled up with the Kardashian.
It was even before he got tangled up with a Kardashian.
Yeah.
When he came from Australia over here.
Yeah, I mean he's a
I
West
think
Coast.
it's an Australian thing. It really is, because I thought Dante Exum was going to be really good as well. I thought Patty Mills was going to be really good, and Patty Mills is great when it comes to Olympics, and he's good when it comes to the NBA. But he could have been a Seth Curry type, Kyle Korver, a guy that just knocks down shots and consistently averages 15 to 18 points a game. But that wasn't the way the Spurs played ball, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it's just an Australian thing.
Dude, why is our bench in the game right now?
Just to kind of give you guys a breather to maybe.
We don't have time for a fucking breather.
There is Ben Stiller. Oh shit, looking gray as ever.
You just saw him?
Yeah, I just saw him, and now I saw Obi dunk.
Yeah.
The only thing that Obi really does very well.
If we came back in this game, that would be a classic.
31 points going into the fourth quarter.
No, 19.
19?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I got 89 to 68.
No, it's 90 to 71.
Oh, okay.
19 points. It's doable. Kyle, when the Giants won a Super, would you be mad?
Would I be
if
mad?
That happened, would you be mad?
If someone knocked on my door?
No. Would you be mad if the Sixers came all the way back?
Yeah, but I would also say there's 70-something other games, and, they all count the same. When it's a loss, it all counts the same. Whether you blow a 20-point lead or, you lose by 30. It all counts the same at the end of the day. It counts in the book as a loss.
Now to read that comment, Kyle, when the Giants won a Super Bowl, and by the way, it's the end of the third, 90 to 72 Knicks. We're going to come back to this game. Kyle, when the Giants won a Super Bowl in 2007 and 2012, did a Giants fan knock on your door and say, "Ha, your Eagles suck"? No, they were more arrogant than that. They were like, "Hey, we won 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years, and your team's never going to win one. Ha, ha, ha." And then they'd throw something at me. They were arrogant.
Up until 2018, I heard how the Giants won a Super Bowl back in those years.
Yeah, I mean, they've sucked. I'm not even counting 2016. They've sucked for the last decade. Like, they've been fucking horrible. And it's like, we want to say we sold our souls for the Super Bowl, but, like, what did they sell? Like, they've been not competitive.
Yeah. And rough.
Yeah, they've been bad. I'll take
Joe to be rough.
No. Oh, over Ben Simmons? Let me see if I missed a thing. So we're going into the fourth quarter, you guys. Do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and we will be back tomorrow night. But enjoy the fourth quarter with us, and the Sixers are down by 18. It's not impossible because there's one thing I do know. The Sixers might not be that good this year, but it is the Knicks. All right? So at the end of the day, the Knicks always choke because they're chokers. They haven't won in 45 years. And that's what we have. So maybe we could come back in this game. Let me see. Kemba's great tonight. He's hot. What is he at? Like 21? Bradley Beal. I don't know what to make of Bradley Beal. We can't lose this one. I mean, if the Knicks lose this one, I'll literally laugh my ass off. I'll die laughing. I'll laugh so hard.
Kemba's got 19 points. 7 of 12 shooting, 5 of 8 from deep. 3 rebounds, 4 assists.
That's pretty good.
Been a good
forgot
team
you got
effort.
Kemba Walker.
Yeah, and we got him for the low.
Yeah.
I think like $8 million or something.
By the way, the Atlanta Braves are up 3-0. Looks like they might win their World Series.
I don't know. I wouldn't count the Astros out. They just slapped the shit out of the ball.
Yeah, but
Like,
the
I was
Atlanta
talking
Braves are
that
hot, man.
they are, but this Astros team absolutely knows how to hit.
Yeah, I agree. Why don't we run zone more? I mean, ask. Wait, why don't we run zone? I thought you were talking about football. We didn't against the Pacers last year to come back. Is he talking about the Knicks?
Yeah, it's just Tom Thibbs has a certain system that he likes to run, and he's going to run it.
Tom Phipps has a weird voice.
He has a weird lot of stuff.
Yeah, really does. I actually like New York sports fans because they're loud. I don't care. Yeah, they're arrogant. They're cocky, which is why they never win. Because there's a thing called karma. You know, they're mean. Like they drink Henny on the streets, and it's against the law. Number one. Number two, they're just obnoxious. They're obnoxious. They're douchebags. No offense, Zach.
No, I'm none taken. I know what I am.
Yeah, I know. All right, that was a rebound, and the Knicks take it the other way. Philly fans will die if the Braves win. I don't know about that. Like, I mean, the last two champions, besides the Dodgers, which I don't count because it was a 60-game season, would have been the Braves and the Nationals. So, that'd be interesting. Like I said before, I'm a New York Rangers fan. Yeah. Sorry about that one. No, the Sixers ran a 2-3 zone to come back from a 35-point deficit last year against. I remember that game. Matisse was insane on the top of the zone. Yeah, I remember that. Why don't we run zone? I mean, tell Doc Rivers. I'm not the head coach. You know, I've always said, and people that have followed my my channel ever since I started doing content for the Sixers again, you know, I've always said that Doc Rivers is a mediocre coach that shined based off of that one season. You know, and we're stuck with him. All right, ball's up. It is good. The Sixers are down by 16.
Oh, man.
How far behind are you?
My daughter's tablet just logged me off of TNT app. This is literally what I'm watching it on.
What do they call them?
Pink tablet.
The Knickerbockers? What do they call them?
The New York Knickerbockers.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, man. They're about to choke. Oh.
Don't tell me what happens.
Yeah, I won't. I only go like, oh. Kyle, if you were a Phillies fan, you would be depressed of seeing a Brets or Maves in the Braves in the World Series. But I'm not a Phillies fan. You know, and I'm happy every single day that I'm not a Phillies fan. You know, the Phillies are the first team to ever lose 10,000 games. And if you didn't know that, now you know that.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yep. And the Sixers rebound the ball and they bring it the other way. Let's go. Oh, Max beyond the back. Oh, my God.
Oh,
And they can't finish. RJ got to finish more of those at the rim. RJ Barrett is a mediocre player. Like, that's another player that they kind of, like, put up on a pedestal for no reason. Oh, you guys are collapsing, dude.
what are you talking about? We're up 16.
No, you're up 14. Kyle, who's your favorite Sixers player of all time? Allen Iverson. The Knicks, 0 points in the last 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Oh, my God, we're taking it away. Let's go. Here we go. Antonio and Tom are watching this. They're like, fuck. Oh, and it's up. Oh, come on. Oh, my God. Okay.
Man, if we lose, I'm never watching a Knicks game with you ever again, Kyle.
Oh, holy shit. What's happening? All right, the Knicks scored.
Yeah, see, I'm still up corner three, Rick.
Give Barrett time. We should have had Zion or Morant. Lottery fucked us. Yeah, why you
I
do?
wanted Ja Morant, but I'm not mad at RJ Barrett. I think he brings a lot defensively, and he's still
Mhm.
trying to find his way as a shooter in the NBA.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I'm impressed with Drummond.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, Andre Drummond. Like, we're making this a game. Kyle, thoughts on the 2001 Sixers team? Trash, very trash. That's how good that Allen Iverson was. You know, I mean, he single handedly beat that team, the Lakers team, who swept their way to the finals. Like he beat them in overtime. You know, he stepped over Tyronn Lue, that trash bum of a coach. He
Oh,
he stomped
this
over
goes
him,
for
and he was
dreams.
like, "Yeah, thank you for that." And we won that game. Now, granted, we didn't win another one after that, but that was fun. Pelicans should have never got a top pick. They wanted to give them something for 80 leaving to LeBron Kim. I don't know what that means. Zach, dude, the facial expression on Zach right now is like, if this team
Oh, this
loses,
goes for dreams.
if this team loses, what's Kyle's reaction gonna be? I mean, right now, I think I'm giving off my reaction a little bit too prematurely. I'm just laughing right now because we were just talking about this. He said the Knicks were a bad third quarter team. They actually played decent in the third quarter, and now they're playing like a third quarter team. They're letting the Sixers in it, and it's gonna be interesting.
You know what? That's what we like to do. We go, you know what? In the playoffs, we got to play some tight games. So let's get it out in the regular season. We'll learn to play in tight games together.
You guys were up 28 points, Zach.
You know what? We're not going to blow it. Don't
Okay.
even say it. We're not going to blow it. It ain't happening.
Kyle, the 2015 Sixers team was the worst team. Listen, any team with Tony Roten on it is not good, especially starting. You know, but that's why the past is the past for a reason. You know, the past is the past. We got to move on. Just move along. That's it. But yeah, in real talk, I gotta say something real right here. If we come back and win this game, I'm gonna be super happy because I'm not expecting to win this game. I was checked out. I thought the Knicks were gonna win. Zomp and Ant were texting me. They're like, "You guys suck." I'm like, "Zomp, it's one game," and I'm just sitting here doing my live stream with good old Zachy here, and I'm telling him right now, it's gonna be karma for wearing that Carson shirt, man. Especially everything that happened today. We got this. I'm pretty drunk. I'll go through the roof. Yeah, you're pretty drunk. I mean, good for you. What is it? A Tuesday night?
Hey,
Ugh.
man, more the merrier. If you can get it, go ahead and get it.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore. When I was 21, man, I went out every night.
Oh, man. How can you say that 2001 squad was bad?
They were
Tony,
horrible.
coach, Aaron McKee,
They were
Nazir
horrible.
Muhammad, Dikembe Mutombo, Theo Ratliff, Eric Snow,
Horrible.
Raja Bell. These
Terrible.
are these are all very good role players
No,
that were.
they're not.
I'm saying they're all very good role players that were forced into bigger roles.
Yeah, that's not a good team.
I'm
And the
just
Knicks,
saying,
for
I
whatever
like a
reason,
lot of these guys though. Nazir Muhammad played for the Knicks. Raja Bell played for the Suns. I don't remember if he played for the Knicks. I feel like he did. Nah,
I'm not gonna lie. John Morant reminds me little of Iverson. No, you know who reminds me of Iverson? Trey Young. That's who reminds me of Iverson. John Morant's like he's good, really good.
Dikembe Mutombo played for the Knicks. We get everybody past their prime.
Yep. And you had Spreewell for like 10 years. It was pretty funny.
We also had Stevie Franchise and Tracy McGrady.
And Mike Bibby.
And Mike Bibby.
Dude,
Listen,
Mike Bibby
if you're looking
sucked.
for one last payday, just come to the Knicks. That's how it was for
Yeah.
pretty much all of the 2000s.
Who do you think was the worst Nick like past his prime?
Do I have to pick somebody that was past their prime?
You
Can
go
I go like
whatever.
Andre Bargnani?
Andre Bargnani. How
Oh,
about Quincy Acey?
oh my gosh. I liked him. He gave a lot of hustle. He was a hustle guy. He shouldn't have played very much, but he was a
I
hustle guy.
love, dude. Like me and my friends, we would watch. Well, the Knicks would play on Christmas every year for whatever reason, and like we
Because
would
there
just
was
watch them get obliterated every single year.
You know who I really liked, but he just came to the Knicks like 5 years too late?
Who?
Antonio McDyess was one of my
I don't even know
favorite
what that. I don't
players.
even know what that is.
He he had shoddy knees, but when he was healthy, he was one of the better players, one of the
How did
better
you
starters.
How did you feel about Starbury?
I liked him.
Yeah,
Did a lot better overseas, but I liked him.
yeah, he went to
Baron Davis.
China.
Baron Davis. Oh my God. Jamal Crawford was still in his prime though. Baron Davis, no. Starberry was on the back end of his career, but
Yeah.
Jamal Crawford was there. You know who I liked the most?
Who?
Chris Smith,
Oh God.
J.R. Smith's brother. Or no, we had Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yes, sir.
Yep, we
You could have picked him, right?
yeah, we actually picked him. And then Clee Anthony Early or whatever his name is from Wichita State. Ugh,
Wait, did you guys really pick Giannis?
Thanos.
Oh, I thought I said Giannis. I was about to
No,
say. I was like,
Theonis.
oh, okay. Like
TSIS or however you
the
spell it.
bootleg Giannis. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That makes sense. I was about to say if you traded away Giannis, you should like cancel your.
You know, in some weird roundabout way, we probably did trade away Giannis Antetokounmpo with all the first round picks we gave up.
Yeah. No, and there's a funny story behind this Raider, Nick. Last night, I wasn't even paying attention to the Rangers game, and like my buddy's going through some tough times right now with like his health. He's a diehard Ranger fan, and I used to bust his chops before his health, but I've kind of like decreased it because obviously it sucks like what he's dealing with. Um, but my friend Zomp and him are in a group chat, and the Rangers scored. And I was like, hey, good for you. The Rangers won. And all of a sudden he's like, yo, you're fucking with me, right? And I'm like, no. Like they just scored. They won the game. So all of a sudden, Zom texts me in the group chat. And he's like, Kyle, that's fucked up. And I'm like, what? What happened? So I checked the score and they lost 5-1 to Calgary.
You're a terrible person.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I am a Las Vegas Knights, Golden Knights fan, and a Seattle Kraken fan.
Oh, I like the Kraken's jerseys.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet. They kind of remind me of like the old school Seattle Mariners type of stuff.
Yeah,
The
Seattle
color.
was good this year. Like the Mariners, they were really good
Yeah.
this year.
Remember the Joakim Noah contract? Remember
Yeah,
it.
I remember when he shot a
In it.
free throw like this.
We're still in the Joakim Noah contract.
Are you?
Yeah, we still
How
got to
long?
pay him.
How long?
I think this year and next year,
How much was it?
like 60 something.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Dude, I
That's
gotta tell you,
because
man.
Thibs
See,
came
here's the thing
around.
about Joe Kim. As the Knicks lead 97-78 and 8 minutes left. Here's the thing about Joe Kim, though. He was a goofy motherfucker and he shot weird. But I'll never forget the line that he said after the one game against Cleveland. He he like trashed Cleveland so bad. He's like, I'm not going out. I'm gonna stay in my room. And he's like, no going out in Cleveland. So they brought up the question again at the presser, and they were like, do you regret anything you said about Cleveland? He's like, no, not at all. And then all of a sudden he like pauses and he's like, do you guys like Cleveland? Like, I'd never tell someone I'm going on Cleveland on vacation.
Oh my god.
It was one of the best lines of all time. It was great.
Speaking of the Joakim Noah contract, talking about like centers and stuff, one of my all-time favorite Knicks players that nobody knows, Chris Dudley. Chris Dudley
Chris
was
Dudley.
that dude. Just this tall, goofy white guy that like just had no business being on the court, but for whatever reason, because he was tall, he was on the court.
Well, is he like Jared Dudley's brother? Because that guy's goofy, dude. He looks like a Looney Tune character.
Nah, this is some tall, doofy white guy in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Uh, I don't remember that shit. Uh, one, one, what went wrong with the Flyers last season? Can I explain? It's pretty self-explanatory. We started off very good. We started off good, and then all of a sudden we couldn't play for 2 weeks because of COVID. And then ever since then, our rhythm was fucked up. We just turned into a really bad team, and that's why no one really got released or fired because everyone knew what the deal was. We fell out of rhythm, and that's what happens sometimes. So yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is.
And yes, Chris Dudley is the dude that got dunked on by Shaq and then tried to throw the ball at him.
That was funny. I'm
We
going to
had
watch
some
the
good players on that team.
Yeah. I hope the Knicks never win again. I'm going to watch the Sixers take on the Bulls next Saturday here in Chicago. I'm more of a Sixers fan than a Bulls fan, having been raised in Philly. But I hear the Bulls might be a playoff contender.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they could be. Yeah.
They were a playoff contender with the 10 seeds until the last week of the season last year because of
Yep.
the 10 seeds, but still, they were a playoff contender last year, even as abysmal as they were, and ultimately they just faltered so badly down the stretch that they couldn't stay in it enough, and the Wizards really blew up in the second half of the season. But yeah, with all the pieces they had, DeMar DeRozan, Alonzo Ball, you have Zach LaVine there. That's a nice young squad.
Yep.
I forget who's their point guard. I can't remember their point guard.
Is it McCarkin, whatever his name is?
Their backup point guard. Young
LaVine?
kid, second year. I think it's his second or third year. I want to say he's from North Carolina. He's pretty good. And then you have obviously
the guy that sat out half the season, but he balled out in the tournament. The guy with the crazy hair.
Yeah, I'm really struggling right now.
I don't know what his name is. I forget.
Now I'm gonna have to look it up.
All right.
Yep, I'm gonna go look it up.
Damn, and 148 is having a game.
Colby White. That's who it was.
Yep.
And they got Alex Caruso.
Alex Caruso. The Braves lead 5-0 now. That's insane to me.
Yeah, the Bulls got a nice young squad. Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, obviously not young. Patrick Williams, great defender, can rebound, box out. Nikola I don't even know how to say his last name.
Vucevic. Makolia Vucevic.
Yep, Colby White, Alex Caruso, Derek Jones Jr., Tony Bradley, Javante Green. They got a nice young squad.
The Lakers should never be favored ever again. The Lakers stink, dude. Like, they stink out loud.
Well, they're having problems figuring out who their number one person is. Is it Anthony Davis? Is it LeBron James? Is it Russell Westbrook? They have no clue what the hell's going on.
Right now, I would say it's Anthony Davis. Because LeBron James, it sucks when people get old, but he's starting to get old.
Starting to get old. He's been getting old. He needs somebody to be able to take that control and let him be that second option, and nobody's been able to do it. That's why he continues to take over games the way that he did down the stretch, and it's tiresome for him. I thought the addition of Russell Westbrook would really help him because he no longer has to be that point guard to bring the ball down the court every single time. And I know it sounds funny, but just bringing the ball down the court every single time, that takes a lot of energy out of you, and that's energy worth saving for a guy like LeBron James who is getting older.
Well, this just proves that Russell Westbrook is extremely overrated and he's a stat patter. Because everywhere he goes, he either gets bounced early in the playoffs or doesn't make the playoffs at all. And this guy is a guy that's averaging a triple double at like I think two of his seasons out of 11 that he's been here. So I've never been a huge fan of Russell Westbrook. He's gonna get in the Hall of Fame for his stats. I understand that. But as a team player, it is a team game. I just feel like he's extremely overrated.
Yeah, I agree. And late in games, he wants to play hero ball, and it's just not working out in his favor. That's why Kevin Durant left.
Yep. I feel like the Flyers-Rangers rivalry is better in my opinion. I'd still give the edge to Pittsburgh right now. Pittsburgh Flyers. But that could change. Fournier earning that, he stinks. But did you ever see a movie called The Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Is that a real question? Who hasn't seen that movie?
No, I'm dead serious. I just watched it I didn't watch it for the first time, but I watched it with my buddies for the first time, and they were like, "What the fuck are we watching?" Like they
Which
were
one
like,
did you watch, though?
the original one.
Okay. You didn't
Yeah.
watch the one with Alexandria Daddario
No, they were like,
and Trey
"This
Songz?
is so hardcore. I can't believe they used to make movies like this." I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Was it the one where it had the... No, I think that's a new one. Where it had the... rest in peace, I can't think of his name. He was the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket.
Oh yeah. No, that was the remake of the first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He was very good at acting. If you could do 20 push-ups, I'll let you walk away, and then he literally kicks the shit out of them as they're doing push-ups.
Yep. Yeah. He was never letting them leave.
Nah.
Never. But he's a really good actor.
They really watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the first time the other day.
Yeah, my one friend was like starstruck by it. He was like watching the TV as the girl's like going in there to try to find Brad, and like she goes in there and she like goes into the room with all the bones and stuff, gets up, and then he carries her to the meat hook. It's like he's just like looking at it. He's like, "Whoa!"
You know what was a creepy movie?
But
The House of Wax.
I never watched it. I heard it was butt ass.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but there was one part where they came up from the floor when they're in the House of Wax, and the guy literally cuts the girl's Achilles. Oh, it was brutal.
That's like Hostel
Yeah. Hostel was pretty sick too.
graphic.
Yeah.
That's a creepy one because Hostel apparently that was based on a true story.
Really?
Yeah, like he saw that on the site. Well, Eli Roth, the director, he said he saw on the site that you could like go into a room with a gun and shoot somebody. So he like made the movie based off that.
It's like Rage Room, but with other
Yeah.
people involved.
Yeah. It's pretty sick.
Could you imagine if they did that? People on death row, instead of like giving them the electric chair or something, you put them in a rage room and you get to take out all your anger on a person that's going to get killed anyways.
Yep.
Man, you bring the worst out in me. What the fuck?
Okay, that would be kind of sick though. Weirdest movie got to be Malignant. I didn't like it at all.
I didn't see it, to be honest with you.
It was bad. Hostel 2's got to be even better. It was all right. I don't know. I mean, when it comes to horror movies, like I'm kind of like I'm huge on horror movies. But
Oh, now we're starting to get into chick flicks. Have you seen Orange is the New Black?
don't even know what it's about.
It's about a bunch of lesbians being locked up together and
Solid.
having lesbian sex.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
basically the best way I can explain it. And yes, I've seen all of it.
Yeah. How many seasons are there?
I think 6, 7.
6 seasons of that?
Yeah, it's got the girl from that 70s show, Donna.
Oh.
And then
I mean, I've seen some pretty weird movies. Wow, they're just draining everything now. Back and forth. It's 108 to 94. 2:15 to go. Human Centipede is the weirdest movie. I mean, it's the weirdest concept ever, but
The
it's
most
not
awkward scene got to be Hills Have Eyes trailer scene. I don't know. The last house on the left, that rape scene was
pretty brutal.
super bad. I couldn't even watch it. It was just awkward as all hell.
Wait, are you talking about what movie are you talking about?
The last house on the left, the rape
Yeah, yeah,
scene.
yeah. No, no, no. I agree with you because I was watching that. That's
God.
fucked up. I was watching that with my cousin Carl, and we would watch all these horror movies, and we were like, "Yo, let's watch Last House on the Left." And we're watching it, and they're in the hotel room. You know,
Mm,
they're chilling with the guy and whatever. Then all of a sudden, the crazy family members come in, and obviously, you knew it was over for the girls. They were donezo,
yeah.
and all of a sudden, they bring them out to the forest, and like that happens, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, how could they shoot this?
And that was way longer than it needed to be.
It was like 10 minutes
What's the most awkward movie you've ever watched with your parents?
with my parents.
Mine would be Unfaithful with Diane Lane, where it's literally about a girl cheating on her husband with some like French guy, and every 2 minutes they're literally having sex. Every 2 minutes. I'm like, this is so awkward to watch with my parents.
All right, so I'm trying to think. I don't know, because I haven't really watched anything terribly bad with my parents. Um, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't know.
My stepdad had the surround sound, so mainly it was anything that had good bass we watched, but then there was those random movies that we watched with, like on Faithful, where literally it was just sex every 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely one of those awkward things that you're going to be watching. I don't know. What? I'm trying to think. I don't
That's a
know.
good
I mean,
question.
there was probably one. I'm not really thinking. I'm not really thinking about one. Oh yeah, that was a different movie. Spit on My Grave.
Yeah,
Um, it was another one. The Girl Next Door. The Girl Next Door, the horror movie, not the comedy.
I thought you were talking about the comedy with the hot girl.
Comedy was good. I watched that with my mom. I was kind of uncomfortable. Um, um, no, but there's a movie that you should. I mean, you don't have to watch, but like if you want to see the most disgusting, vile shit of all time, it's called a Serbian film. I would just watch that with yourself. I wouldn't even watch that with your wife. I would just watch it with yourself. It was banned in like 22 countries, and it's still being investigated to this day about how they shot it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's based off of like how the Serbian government acts, and like it's crazy. It's
Have you
nuts.
ever seen the movie The House That October Built?
No.
All
Never.
right, so it's not like scary or anything, but it's creepy as fuck because basically what it is, it's a group of people that go from haunted house to haunted house to try to figure out what house is the most haunted and scariest, and they videotape it and document. It's kind of like one of those self documentaries, and it
Right.
makes you
Like
feel like
Blair Witch.
yeah, it makes you feel like it's an actual documentary, and they end up getting followed by some of the people from the haunted house. It's just a really creep out movie because that's one of those movies where you're like, oh shit, if I go to a haunted house and I get taken, nobody's gonna friggin' know.
Nope. Yeah, no, I gotta check that out. What's it called again?
The House That October Built.
The House That October Built. I gotta check that out. It seems interesting.
It's just creepy. That's really what it is. The best way to describe it. And then the second they came out with a second one, it's more of a mind fuck than creepy.
Okay. Planning to watch the Halloween movie? I've seen the Halloween movie.
Or
Pretty damn
planning
good.
to watch a Halloween movie.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, all right.
that's
So
all
the
now.
Sixers are winding down. 36 seconds to go. Um, it's 112.97. Now it is 112.99. And we will see what they do here. What is that? 111? Yeah, what's 211? total
I still got
score.
36 seconds left.
Yeah, 23 seconds. It's 112.99 Knicks, and that's what it looks like it's going to end up unless they shoot a douchebag shot, which they possibly could do. And they're just going to keep it for the shot clock violation, and we'll see if the Sixers shoot it.
Are you one of those people that get pissed if the game's decided and they get a steal and they have a breakaway dunk?
Yes. Because I feel like they do that a lot of the time for like Vegas odds.
Yeah, I could see that.
And they just run out the clock. The Knicks win 112-99.
Would have been nice to finish a little stronger than that, but a win is a win, and I'll take it.
Yep. A win is a win for you guys. Well, congratulations for that.
I got to go to my buddy on Facebook that just added me and get in his DMs and start talking smack to him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, dude. I had a lot of fun doing this stream. It was a 2-hour stream. Obviously the Sixers have their troubles, and I don't know what they're gonna do from here. The Knicks obviously look like the better team right now, and for me it was like I had more fun talking movies with Zach because I don't know what to make of this Sixers team. The Sixers team, they're obviously not there. I know it's just a couple games to the season, but they got shellacked tonight. It wasn't even close, and it's like it would be understandable if it was like to a team like Brooklyn or a team like Milwaukee. But this is a Knicks team that really has one or two good players, not even great, good players. And they got out-hustled, out-muscled. They just looked non-existent tonight. And against teams, especially in the Mecca, it's not good. It's just not a good look. And I'm going to stick to what I'm saying right now. Like, without Ben Simmons, with Ben Simmons, doesn't really matter. But without him, you're looking at the 5-6 seed, because they haven't added anybody, and it's just a waste of time at this point. It sucks, I'm not going to lie. But I want to congratulate Zach on the game. It was a good one for you guys.
Yeah, it was a good win to get a win over a potentially top 4 team when the regular season ends. It is a good feeling, but now after the Knicks made the postseason last year, for me, it's more about getting back to the postseason and being competitive in those postseason series as my cat walks right across the camera.
Yeah, and that's funny because in our last stream, that happened right at that moment too, right at the end. It's crazy.
That's what my cats like to do the best.
It's like a send-off. Well, anyway, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and Zach and I will be back tomorrow night at around 9:05. Well, if it works for him, 9:05, and we will discuss what the Eagles have to do to beat the Detroit Lions. We will have a call-in number, and that show will be pretty awesome. But hopefully, you guys enjoyed tonight's content. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and
I won't be wearing a Colts shirt tomorrow, I promise.
Yeah, he won't be 100%. He did that to troll. Well, he trolled me. But in about 5 to 10 minutes, I'll be posting a post-game video on this channel, just to sum it up. But yeah, I want to thank Zach for coming on, and we got to do this again sometime.
It was fun. We did talk some Knicks, we talked some Eagles. It was just fun to all around just talk. I can wear whatever the hell I want. Maybe next time I'll wear a Vince Carter shirt. Who knows? Yep. We'll get a little fun and get a little crazy. And it was fun talking something other than just Eagles, because I do like sports in general, and I'll talk anything.
Let me ask you a question, to send us off on a good note. What would you do if that cat, I don't know if it's declawed or not, what would you do if that cat just swiped at your face while you were on the air?
I would be absolutely shocked because this is my baby and he cuddles up like no tomorrow. So if he acted out, I would be completely shocked. You want to know his name actually?
Sure.
It's from one of my favorite Knicks players of all time that just recently got sent out of the league. His name is Shumpert.
Oh, Iman Shumpert?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. How old?
He's about 9 years old right now.
9.
So he's getting there. He's getting up there.
Yeah. My cat sadly passed away 3 years ago. My dog passed away this year. So I don't have any animals right now, but Enjoy him while you have him.
Oh, definitely will.
But all right, Zach, I will see you tomorrow night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
And when we take phone calls, only sports. If you want to talk about different sports, that's fine. No political talk, no outside talk, just sports talk. Because I will hang up, and Kyle does not dictate the phone calls. I dictate the phone calls. I will hang up. And that's not to
Exactly.
be a jerk. That's just to stay on topic.
He's the boss of the board. He calls the shots, not me. I mean, I listen. Me, I entertain any phone call. I'll take anyone's phone call, but he's the one that runs the board. If he hangs up, he hangs up. It is what it is. You know. But
Yep. So I'm just warning people now. I'll warn people again tomorrow too.
all right, cool. So tomorrow will be about like maybe an hour and a half show, like usual. Bring your phone calls. Be ready. I'm gonna be pissed off tomorrow because I have a long work day. So let's just have at it tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Sixers suck.
Yeah.
Bye.